Are we ready to begin? No?
Here we go.
Go.
Yes. We have liftoff.
Nobody here to thank, but thank you all for coming. We will begin our regular meeting of the Meridian Transportation Commission. We'll begin with a roll call. So I do that. Commissioner Ballard.
Here.
Mr. Shoemaker.
Here.
Mr. Lancaster. Mr. Steed. Mr. Hopkins.
Here.
Mr. Lewis. Smith.
Here.
Commissioner LeClaire is here. Mr. Advic Bansal. Welcome. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We have a quorum. We will go to the next action, adoption of our agenda.
Mr. Chair,
Yes?
are you going to go through the role of the ex officio members?
Oh, excuse me, yes. We have ex officio members, Kelly Brenner,
Here.
Austin Miller.
Here.
Compass. Good. Miranda Carson with West Ada School District. And Kate Dahl. Justin Price with ITD.
Here.
And Sergeant Tara Smith with Meridian Police Department.
Here.
Tishra Murray with Meridian Legal Department.
I'm here.
Brian McClure, Community Development, Caleb Hood.
Present.
Thank you. Sorry, I apologize for. We will.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry. I'm here. I just couldn't get unmuted quick enough.
Oh, thank you, Miranda. Good. Great. All right. We would move on then to the adoption of our agenda. Any changes? Can't make changes. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, no. Approval of minutes. Do we have any suggestions for changes to the minutes?
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Bell.
on page 4, first paragraph, second sentence, new business, item 4, says, Mr. Ballard summarized that the request is to close off the subdivision and prohibit other subdivisions. For the life of me, I don't recall that, as well as that sentence makes no sense.
So you would propose to strike that sentence?
Yes, I would.
For any objection? Hearing none, we will add that as a change to the bylaws.
No,
There
the
be a
minutes.
Change to the minutes. Is that right?
Yes.
I have one on item 3, commission bylaws discussion on page 2, I think.
What page, sir?
Page 2.
Page 2?
Says item 3, commission bylaws discussion. the motion. When we do these, we also approved recommending adoption by the city council, I think. So I think that after the comma, in the paragraph for motion, after saying, after discussion and clarifications, comma, I think it should say, Mr. Leclerc moved the following changes be made to the proposed Transportation Commission bylaws, and that the bylaws be forwarded as amended to the city council. And then a second sentence with the motion was seconded by Mr. Hop. Is that, am I making too big a deal of that? I don't know. Seems like we should change.
No, Mr. Leclerc, the chair, I see what you're doing, but we're an advisory committee. So
It's understood.
I think it's understood that these are proposed amendments.
Okay, good. I just wanted to discuss that. We'll not worry about it then. I mean, it says what we did. So
Yep. Yeah, I think it's got it covered, Mr. Leclerc.
Well, all right, I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes as amended by Commissioner Ballard's suggestion.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. All right. We'll move on to old business. And we have staff transportation projects tracking. Is there any discussion about this?
Mr. Chair, can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Mr. Leclerc, in one of the, okay, maybe it's this one or the following, no, I think it's in this one. They made a reference to Coal Valley vacating. Is there some discussion that school is closing or vacating part of property?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Ballard, well, the school is, so that's sort of a Russian doll question. The school is planning to leave that location and they are moving to West Meridian, west of State Highway 16 on the north side of McMillan. That comment there has to do with public right of way though.
Okay,
So,
okay,
and none of that's been decided yet.
right. It was just a point of information for me. So I hadn't heard that, so, okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question too.
Yeah.
Mr. McClure, do we have any information on the Amity Locust Grove intersection? Is that moving at all? Does anybody even care anymore?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioner Hopkins, Kelly might be able to provide new light. My understanding, the last time I was aware of it, was that project was officially put on hold. They never ACHD never completed the public engagement they had planned for that. Their commission made the decision to basically put that on hold. It's not reflected in any of the current planning projects except for design in the out years of the newly adopted 5-year plan. I know they do have some 50% construction documents that have been referenced in recent public hearings, but that was part of all the design work that was previously put on hold. So no one, as far as I'm aware of, the city has any idea what they're planning to do currently.
Yeah, everything Mr. McClure said is accurate. I don't have anything to add to that.
Okay, thanks.
I just want to make a point about the Meridian downtown pavement and pedestrian projects. I want to commend staff. I mean, that was a lot of projects, little items that needed to be brought together, and it looks like we're about done. I just think that the work that was done between City Meridian and ACHD to meet those needs and improve pedestrian mobility and safety in the downtown area, it was all done at a staff level. I don't think any elected official said, hey, go do this. I just think that staff did a great job on that whole project. It's about to go away, and I wanted to say thanks. All right. Any other comments about project or updates? All right. Thank you. We move to the information about the ACHD 5-year plan adoption. Have a presentation or?
Members of the commission, no presentation. So it's just pretty much the Transportation Commission previously had a recommendation to City Council for some comments that included some design efforts, mostly just getting them sort of shovel ready. City Council passed on some comments to basically include some additional projects, figure out some stuff going on with State Highway 16 coordination. And then, yeah, I mean, that's more or less it. ACHD, they've adopted their 5-year plan. There wasn't much discussion at the public hearing by commissioners or staff. It had been sort of previously vetted through at workshops. They had a lot of public testimony at that public hearing. None of the city comments made it into part of that process, but the adopted 5-year plan did reflect the city's top 3 priorities as we prioritize them from the initial get-go. I don't have anything else to add to that other than ACHD has formally adopted the 5-year plan and will be starting soon the new prioritization for the next one. So be thinking about who wants to be on that subcommittee or participate in that process. Happy to take volunteers now.
Is there Mr. McClure, is there a prioritization committee? Is that, what's it, it's just a new annual process? Is there a time frame for their first meeting?
The prioritization committee happens every year. It's standing, so it won't be new, but people who want to serve on it, I'm not sure what that process looks like, but we'll need that committee to do some initial work and then make a recommendation to the full Transportation Commission. And then that Transportation Commission recommendation will go on to City Council. And then there'll probably be several back and forth versions of that.
Mr. Chair, if I can provide a little bit of clarification on that. So you all may recall, although we have a new commissioner here today, but we basically broke everybody up into thirds. So this is one of the 3 standing subcommittees that work on that. So unless you want to do some shuffling of the deck, if this is your subcommittee, we'll be calling you here probably late this year, maybe even the first of 26. But of those 3 groups, you all serve on one of them. And so this is one of those groups that will do some pre-work before we bring it before the whole body here. Again, January, February, March type of time frame.
Thank you. I didn't see the word subcommittee, so I thought this was something new. Okay, good. So it's within our processes already. We have no objection. We'll move on to new business. We have the Capital Investment Citizen Advisory Group.
Yeah, Mr. Vice Chair, this is my topic. So, and kind of building on what the last topic was, it's cyclical, right? So we'll start the 5-year work plan again at the end of the year. And then to get into the 5-year work plan, you have to be essentially an ACHD CIP or 20-year plan. So that's a lot of what the Capital Improvement Citizen Advisory Committee has been doing over the last couple of years. So I'm working from the packet on page 18, I guess it starts. Your chairman, who is not here today, he was thinking about maybe possibly calling in, but he's unavailable today, is the city's representative. So all the cities in the county Do have a representative on ACHD CICAC. The chairman of this group is the city's rep on that, and he's actually chairing that group as well. But I'm going to give you the rest of the update. Like I said, they've been working on the 20-year plan. So basically, there's a list of projects, intersections, and roadways that are needed over the next 20 years, and you back into impact fees. So part of those projects are impact fee eligible. So you come up with a list of projects and what the costs are for those projects, and you reverse engineer it to get an impact fee per trip for residential and commercial type of land use. Way oversimplification, but essentially that's what happens. They are coming to close to adoption. They've made some recommendations to the ACHD board. One of them is to go with a single countywide impact fee district. Right now, everything is moving forward with two, an east and a west. So the consultant that ACHD has hired to assist with some of this analysis and coming up with the cost of the projects and the impact fee methodology and all that, that is one of the things that twice now, actually, the CICAC has voted on as a recommendation to the ACHD Commission is for a single countywide highway district, which that's currently how they operate. It hasn't always been that way. I think about 20 years ago, there were 4 or 5 different impact fee districts, and depending on where you were at. So basically, you take all the projects, right, and you divide it by the costs, and you anticipate the growth, and then the growth pays for growth and the new lane miles that are essentially there. Although there are some rebuild of some of that infrastructure that is now impact fee or will be impact fee eligible, but you can't basically pay for the existing lanes. But stormwater, streetlights, all those other things are eligible for impact fees. So they vetted the list of projects, although they're going to talk about that some more during their next meeting, kind of going out of order of the packet. But they have another meeting coming up here next week, I believe, on the 10th. And they'll talk about the actual list of 20-year projects some more, but essentially it's set at this point. The public comment period ended in October, and so they just want to have some more conversations about individual cities and their needs, digging a little bit deeper into some of those projects and understanding the scope of some of those and the cost. And there may be letters coming from each individual city on any requests. But again, it's a multi-year process, and they're coming to, I drive a little bit. So it's a multi-year process, like I said. So if you tweak any of the corridors or the projects in there, it's going to change your math, right? So they really are trying not to make too many changes at this point, because you essentially got to redo all of your evaluations and your methodologies to come up with it. So it's pretty set. Although they did have some new homework to do based on some new cost estimates and whatnot. But again, it's largely coming to a close. I don't know if any of you had a chance to go to ACHD's website and look at some more of the documentation from, again, the impact fee methodology, or even just reviewing the list of projects. I think I put in the memo, we can run through those project lists if you want. I did have some conversations with Chairman Steed through this process. We were in, I'll say, fairly regular communication, not like we talked every day or even every week, but we did communicate before and after meetings and on some of those things. There were some questions on corridors like Black Cat and what could be eligible, and they're even just doing preservation on Black Cat, which is a higher priority for the city at this point. But again, a lot of our conversation even was about the countywide impact fee service area versus a 2-district impact fee district, which basically would bisect the county on Cole Road. Cole doesn't go all the way through the foothills, but essentially Cole Road extended north. It's pretty significant. The needed list of projects west of Cole Road, so on our side of the county, is a lot more than there are on the Boise side of the county. So less costs over 20 years for the roadway projects, and less growth, but the impact fees a little over double what it would be from one side to the other. So we have actually sent a letter, the city, the mayor and council sent a letter to the ACHD Commission, which I believe you all were copied on a couple of weeks ago, as that went out to them, basically with our support for also a single county-wide impact fee service area. You certainly can, if you're so inclined, to participate when the public hearing comes about late this year. I think December 5th or something like that is when anticipated public hearing is before ACHD. But at this point, I think December 3rd, excuse me, is when they anticipate the public hearing for the adoption of the CIP and impact fee ordinance. But at this point, I think the city's largely done providing our 2 cents in this whole process. But we did want to circle back and provide you an update. Again, I apologize, it's not coming from Commissioner Steed's mouth and you're having to hear it from me. But a lot of this information was shared with the CICAC during their meetings over the last several months. So yeah, I have some more information, but a lot of it is in the packet or in some links in the packet. So let me know if you'd like to discuss any of that information today.
Do we have any questions or requests from the commission regarding this process?
Mr. Vice Chair, I will just add, I think we put it down as an action item. We weren't sure. I'm not necessarily requesting an action. But if you do have an action, we thought we'd just be safe, I believe, and put it down as an action item, but there isn't any, oh, it is information. Okay. So I am just sharing, but we certainly, serve at the pleasure of the Transportation Commission. So.
So a possible action might be to, the mayor's already done this support for the single impact fee concept. Is there some other action that this commission would take? Or would we support that or?
Yeah, like I said, Mr. Vice Chair.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said before, if you're so inclined, I know we're about a month away now. But if you wanted to individually participate through ACHD's process as a citizen, I don't think it'd do any good, just quite frankly, for the commission to do anything, because the council's already sent a letter on this. So I think that you're kind of spinning your wheels, wasting a little bit of time there. But if you individually have a preference, you certainly could do that.
Very good.
Yeah, the other thing, I guess, Mr. Chair, if you don't mind, there are, again, if you want to review the list of projects that are in the CIP and look at, what ACHD intends to do in 5-year increments over the next 20 years. That's another one that you as an individual citizen or, if there's something you don't see in there in particular that you really think should be there may be another opportunity for you to provide some feedback to ACHD on that. Or the chairman, quite frankly, too. He's, like I said, on November 10th, they have another meeting. So if you want to provide some more feedback to him as they talk about that as the CICAC, that could be appropriate as well.
Okay. Are there any other questions? I don't see it. All right. Let's move on to new business item 5, ex officio update. Do we have I'm just going to open the floor. Oh, I should do it in order. Let's, Kelly Brunner with ACHD, start with you.
Good afternoon, commissioners. I'm happy to be here. ACHD update just kind of follows along with some of my previous updates the last few months. Really kind of the big news for us is we do have temporary occupancy for our new headquarters building for the wing that was under construction. So the remainder of staff, of administrative staff, will be moving over there over the next 4 or 5 weeks or so. Should conclude the first week of December, and then we'll be permanently in our new home. I'll be going there next week. So that's all I have. Thank you very much.
We have Boston Miller with Compass.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, members of the commission, mine will also be pretty brief, so I think it might be a theme today. But for Communities in Motion, the Regional Long Range Transportation Plan, that is anticipated completion in December 2027, but we are still certainly working on it. We are keeping a close eye on that ACHD capital improvements plan, as once that project list gets finalized and has the identified funding source to it, that is certainly a valuable resource for our regional planning efforts. So Kelly and those at ACHD, thank you. We'll certainly be watching. I had touched on Let's Ride Treasure Valley, our regional high capacity transit planning and environmental linkages study at your last meeting. Just a reminder, the Compass Board of Directors has identified commuter rail along what we call the Boise Cutoff Route. So this rail corridor running right by the offices we're in here, but a portion of it does run along the Union Pacific Main Line out between Nampa and Caldwell. Ultimately, this project would connect the downtowns of Nampa, Caldwell, Meridian, and Boise via that commuter rail service. This project, while our board did take that action on it a month or so ago, we have been doing a lot of reading of all of the draft materials for this document, so nothing necessarily new to report on that. We will be taking the final product back to our board of directors at their February meeting. Our carbon reduction strategy is nearing approval. Again, just sort of rereading and finalizing some of the memos associated with that. That does have a little bit sooner completion date, so that'll be going to our board of directors at their December 2025 meeting. So just next month, that project should be wrapped up. We're also working on a resilience improvement plan, which is looking at natural hazards that could potentially disrupt our transportation system here. We had a work group meeting last month to discuss. However, no new materials since your last meeting. Anticipated completion on that one is March 2026. We do have a regional waterway pathways plan as well that we've been having a lot of outreach efforts on, working with irrigation districts, canal companies, highway districts, trying to figure out where the potential obstacles or opportunities may exist for getting that active transportation system a little bit more built out in our two-county area. And then we are also doing, we call it SPEARS, the Safe Pedestrian Intersection Prioritization for Enhanced Road Safety. I definitely do have to read that acronym off. But that is a good partner project between ACHD, City of Nampa, and Compass that we've received some federal grant support on. So that one is still very much in its infancy with anticipated completion, not formally set yet, but we're thinking early 2027. So those are some of the big projects in the works over at Compass, and I'll continue to keep you all informed as they progress. And with that, that's all I got. Thank you.
Miller, any questions? No. Next, Miranda Carson with West Ada School.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Chair. We've got our only real transportation updates is we've kicked off our long range planning committee for attendance areas, so that might change traffic flows as we change those boundaries. We're not sure what that looks like yet. The committee hasn't made any formal recommendations. We'll have open houses on November 17th, 18th, and 19th. More information will come out about where those will be, but they'll be in the evening at some elementary schools. Beyond that, we just continue to work with ACHD on all the construction projects that are happening and how they affect our bus routes. And that's the only updates I have.
Questions for Miranda? Oh, move on to Kate Dahl with BRT. Oh, I'm sorry, she's not here. Justin Price with ITD. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, Commissioners. Only updates I have, there is an updated project list and information list for ITD that should be in the packet. And then for Eagle Road, I think I said last time, the 2 median closures that are part of that project are complete. And the variable message or the variable speed signs have begun to be installed. Last I checked, there were 4 of them up. Idaho Power is still working through getting some access grants for power. So they're still coming, but yeah, work continues to progress on those. So that's all I have for today.
Other questions for IT? Sergeant Smith with Meridian Police Department.
Yes, thank you. I just want to make you guys aware of some staff changes we've had. So Corporal Weitzel actually promoted to sergeant last month. So he's no longer going to be involved with the traffic operations. And then next month, I'm going to be reassigned as well. So my replacement is going to be Sergeant Morgan Carter. My plan was to bring him to the December meeting to kind of introduce him and let him see what goes on in this meeting.
Any feedback or comments for the Meridian Police? Oh, any? Commissioner Murray, do you have updates for us from legal department? Don't hear it. And any other comments from Brian or Caleb? Okay. Staff communication, what, item 6 in new business? What do we have for that? Any new?
Mr. Chairman, I wasn't planning on walking through any of that. It's in your packet, but I'm happy to talk about it if you have any questions.
Are there any questions? We sort of have I noticed in both the transportation project tracking and staff communications sort of upgraded formatting. Looks pretty good. We had some questions about it at our last meeting, and it looks clearer. Pretty good. Was there any other concerns about it? Mr. Hopkins like, what? So anyway, so that's what I remembered, but some comment about it. And so, but we have headings and stuff were, I think, more clear regarding staff updates. And so, anyway, so thanks. Looks good. Any other questions about staff communications from the commission? Don't see. We have future meeting topics, ACHD master street map changes, Pine Avenue, Black Cats 10 Mile, and Stratford to Touchmark feasibility study update. Any other suggestions or comments about future by the committee? Yes.
Mr. Chair and Commissioners, the mayor asked me to ask you, they have a future meeting actually with the ACHD Commission coming up. And so the mayor wanted to know if there's anything you'd like the city council and ACHD to discuss here in the next couple of months as they get together. So I'm not necessarily asking you, I'm asking you right now, but if you don't have anything right now, that's fine. But if you want to email me, if there's something that you think would make a good agenda topic for a joint meeting between ACHD's commission and the city council, please shoot me or a quick email or call me or whatever works best. And then not on this agenda. So again, maybe a future meeting topic, or we rock and rolled right through today's meeting. You do have the new youth commissioner, and I told Advic that you might put him on the spot and maybe have him do a quick intro if you'd like. So I don't think that we'll get in trouble if we add that necessarily to the agenda or ask him that, or we can have a future meeting topic for next month too. So just whatever you'd like to do there.
Well, is today too soon for him to introduce himself?
No.
I don't think it has to be an agenda item.
Yeah.
Song and dance, I think.
Yeah.
A song and dance routine would be good.
Well, typically when someone joins, longstanding tradition, if you will,
Yeah.
when someone new shows up, we ask them to give them their short bio or resume. So Mr. Bansal,
Yeah,
uh,
please do.
please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Um, and I like to read, and I wrote a book, so I'm working on another one. And yeah,
Wrote a book about,
it was a fiction book about a boy who lost his dad. It's sort of like a mystery thriller type of
okay, would I find that book in the library or out on Amazon?
self-published, but you could find it on Amazon. Yeah.
Okay, very good, very good. Thank you for joining us.
Which charter school was it?
Compass.
All right, very good. Welcome, and I hope you enjoy your time with us. We're doing a lot. There's a lot to learn if you want to. And so I've had a question, Mr. Hood, about the city ACHD topic. Do we have sort of do we know what the mayor, I mean, is there a draft list? Is there anything in the works, or is it
Mr. Vice Chair,
filed?
there may be one. I am not privy to what is on that draft list. He did mention one likely topic, though, would be East Third Street here downtown. There's been, the city did a study, I believe it was 2009, to look at an alignment for a connection to Fairview between Fairview and Franklin, essentially, but more specifically Pine, because Third Street isn't a direct connection. So there's 2.5 Street there, and then you got to go to Third or Second. And so there was an alignment study that was done, again, about 15 years ago, and some things have changed. And so I think they're going to have that conversation. Both of our agencies have adopted the current alignment, which basically would bisect the Coal Valley ball field that's right there and punch Third Street straight through, basically. So I think that's part of the conversation they want to have, is just see where everyone's at on that, or if there may be a better option today than what was adopted back in 2009. So that's the only item I'm aware of that likely will be on that agenda, but I think he was just touching base to see if you all had anything that you would like them to also discuss that maybe is on your heart, your mind, chest, whatever. So.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Mr. Ballard.
The project across the street from us. I read a news article last couple of weeks that's now under new ownership and plans are moving forward. My question is, at some point, if we could get an update, and I'm thinking how that affects the traffic, because there's seems to me there'll be a fair number of cars going in and out of that project. Is there anything in the works as to how to coordinate the city streets that form the rectangle around that?
So, Mr. Chair, I believe we're still under the future meeting topics, so I can touch on it this long, but we'll bring more information when I know more. And that's essentially what I can share now is I've heard some things, but we don't have any revised plans. Haven't seen any new updates, things like that. But if a traffic impact study is required, we can certainly bring that back to the commission. But yeah, I think that's a great future meeting topic, and we'll gather some information. I don't know exactly when that will be. I have talked to some on that development team, but I'm not quite sure what their timeline is. And as I understand it, the current property owner actually has like a 6-month option to still come up with the same amount of money to retain the project, and they're trying to get him to waive that right. Don't know if that's going to go anywhere or not, but there could be 6 months even or more before you have that update. But as there's pertinent information, I like that as a future meeting topic, and we'll bring some more information.
Yeah, that news article said, calendar out for 6+ months for the next update, so. But it's good to see that there's some momentum, forward movement.
That's great. Good. All right. Seeing no other comments or ideas, we'll accept a motion to adjourn. All right.
So moved.
Second.
Just to announce our next meeting is December 1, 2025. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
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 All opposed? Aye. We're good. Thanks.
Loved it. Makes me wonder.